Testing, testing. Testing is good, so we may begin. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another games design stream. So, what we're going to do today is it is the start of Winter Experimentation 2024. We are pausing system development, we are pausing all of the things. We are starting a new bit of games design that we'll be doing in between our game streams where we experiment with different game systems. Some of it will succeed, some of it will fail, some of it will probably fail. How this is going to start is very simply. We are firstly going to be starting with a quick catch up for those who are interested in the system that we've been working on for the past year, discussing how that has gone. We'll quickly the aim for that one is to quickly just discuss, having been doing this for a year, or how the game development has gone, what challenges we faced. Then we will do an update on our D23 playtest. We'll be discussing how the first session went, how what weaknesses were shown in the system, what weaknesses were shown in the playtest, and some discussion about where we need to go for the second playtest session, which will be this week. Then finally, there will be the main thing that we're doing today, which is starting Winter Experimentation. This is where we take different game systems and we play with them. We try new ideas, new things. We experiment. We see what comes of it. Last year, the Winter Experimentation led to us making our own system, so we'll see where this one goes. So first, let's do the catch-up and a quick discussion of where we are. Everything-wise. So it is just under a year ago that we started making our own game system. At that time, I foolishly in January posted a message for my friends going, who would like to do a playtest in March? This was incredibly optimistic and has been proven folly. If I was doing this as a full-time job, we would probably be a lot further. As it is, this is something I've been doing on and off stream, in the side, when not working, which has probably slowed it down. We've made a good amount of progress. I think using the 5th edition Creative Commons has helped, especially compared to some of my colleagues who have not been and have been saying that they've had a much slower experience in developing their own system. It's definitely given me an appreciation for quite how much work has to go into it. You sit there and you go, oh, it's a system. Especially when you're using someone else's system as blueprint, you're going, oh, it's fine. This won't take very long. And it's like, no. Because the moment you start changing the core rules, even if you are using someone else as a template, it very much changes everything. Everything has a butterfly effect. I mean, the fact that we have, because we have added things, because we have taken things away, it also because we have tried to give classes identity by getting them to play with specific subsystems of the game in the wider core rules, it has also compounded this issue. Do I regret it? Not one bit. Do I think in a year's time the system will be done? I wish. uh, all we have left to do is one key mechanic of one subclass of our version of Warlock. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, subclasses to write. Magic items, optional rules. And then really it's getting onto things like the game guide, nodes, and monsters, which I've had a lot of ideas about how to do. It's interesting. I would like to say that by the end of the year, most of that will probably be done. But I can't make promises because if this year has taught me anything, it's don't think that way. As it is, I know I've written out all the spells, but I want to go into the spells and relook at, say, how material components work. Can we make the material components more interesting? Can we bring out more using the right system? Stuff like that. It's odd. Do I regret it? Before anyone asks, no, I don't regret it one bit. Do I think I was an idiot for doing it? Yeah, totally, but I don't regret it. And I think actually, I would highly advise that people have a go at writing their own system because it teaches you a lot. And I'm sure as the playtest happens, we'll learn more. Speak of which, we can now go on to the D23 playtest. Dungeon 23 was a challenge to write one room of a mega dungeon every day of the year in the year 2023. I know some people are going, I didn't succeed or I didn't manage, so I'm going to do a Dungeon 2024. Fair play to all those people. I am not. I have done it once. That is, once is enough. What I would rather spend this year doing is refining Dungeon 23. Every room has a general synopsis. What I would like to do is make the adventure have more unique systems. Refine what monsters are there, their difficulty, how it all works. Speaking of which, we will quickly jump to D23. Let me just pull open my D23 notes. So for those who are interested, we have a player party of 2 characters. Now, where the players were... Give me just a moment, I just need to do something a second because my mouse has disappeared. There we go. So the current level they are at is the surface level, which is a flat dungeon of 31 rooms, which is set for level 0. So no class abilities, nothing like that, just 10 hit points, your weapons, and your ancestry features. Largely it went well. The players enjoyed it, which is the most important thing in the world. There's a couple of rooms. So a few things have occurred to me since running it. The first is I've come up with some ideas of how to make this adventure a bit more interesting if you wanted to fit it in a wider game, like a wider game world. I don't want you to necessarily be able to leave the dungeon because that entirely defeats the point of the dungeon. Uh, but just more interesting things that if this was part of a wider game that you could use. Um, the other things have been there's a few skill challenges. There's a few find the hidden item that didn't go as well as I would have hoped. A few bits that the way I conveyed the information, the way I wrote the conveyed information, didn't give the conclusion that you were hoping for. Well, that I was hoping for in how the players interpreted it. There's like a reliquary room, which is a bunch of holy symbols of different types, with like very minor effects. They weren't meant to be big magic items. They were meant to be just like, oh, here's a funky holy symbol. Um, I think I want to work on those a bit more. I definitely think I'm going to want to have to rethink how I convey information that there might be hidden items in an adventure. The D&D method of make an investigation check. Oh, you didn't roll high. Oh, there's nothing here. Is kind of a bit eh. So I want to think about a bit more. I need to make some magic items because they discovered some magic items, and one of the players rolled really well on the gathering roll, which then meant that they got an item with a boon. So I've got to work. I'm going to keep an eye on that item. Got to make some ways to make some of the things pay off. One thing we found was 6 zombies is maybe too many zombies. Um, Zombies hit hard. So we probably want to look at do we want to make zombies hit less hard? But for now, we have reduced it to 4 zombies. I believe it's number of characters plus 2. Before it was number of characters. No, I think it was number of characters times 3. Now it's number of characters times 2. Uh, so that's a thing. Uh, I might want to work on some of the rooms because the problem is with the cathedral is there are lots of rooms that are just empty rooms. There's nothing there. They tell a story, but when you're going, here's a room, it's empty. Here's a room, it's empty. Here's a room, it's empty. It doesn't feel great. So I kind of want to think about how we want to go about that. The other thing we need to do is work on the next floor. So I need to work out how many rooms of a floor will you randomly encounter in a dungeon run. And I need to come up with monster stat blocks. And I also need to come up. I mean, the biggest one is I need to come up with the end boss. Because the end boss has to be suitable for a level 1 party. I've got to try and work out how to make it that it scales with the number of players in the party. The other thing I have to work out is the magic items. So on, so I won't quite explain what happened, but the players have been taken from the surface where they are level 0 to the basement of the dungeon where they are level 0. Before they leave, they have to pick up an item, and that item grants them a level in a class. And should the party die, they get sent back to the beginning where they can choose new items or the same item. And one thing I want to do is where it's to have a roguelike style progression where you can the relic gains abilities based off how often you use it. But also, if you get far enough with one relic and then you pick a different relic, that maybe you gain some benefits, kind of like multi-classing. So I'm not quite sure how that will work. So I need to work that out. I would really like to run the next D23 playtest session this week. The more I'm sat there thinking about it, the more I'm like, may need to put it off for 2 weeks purely just to let me be able to get stuff done. Unless what I do is I pre-generate the floor, so I roll for the random floor, so I know what encounters I'm going to run, and then just build those encounters for now. We could do that. I'll need to work out exactly how to do it because of the way the numbers work out. I'll come up with something. It might involve spreadsheets. It probably involves spreadsheets. Okay, so we'll give something a try. So next time we will have seen level 1. My hope is I can maybe work on the basics of the relics that they currently have picked. But that might not happen. We'll have to see. Right, then comes... So that's D23 done. That is... So now comes the fun part. Right, now comes Winter Experimentation. So... today is a planning session, so I want to write down a number. So surviving winter. We have right. So we have those 4 systems. Are there any other systems I would like to work on? I've done a load with Fantasy Age over the years. So we don't need that system. Okay, so are there any other systems, people? I believe there's actually. I will open this up to chat. So, chat, wonderful people. If you have a system you would like to see us experiment with, feel free to pop it in the chat, and I will make a decision on whether or not we want to experiment with it. So to describe what the aim is that we will take a system, we'll do something, we'll either try and make some funky magic items, we might write an adventure, we might come up with a class, subclass, ancestries, powers, abilities, feats, who knows what. So for Candela Obscura, there are two. Some of these are purely me wanting to do some intro adventures, just to try and get some experience with the system. I want to do this for ages. um, DC20 heavily experimented with. Just so that folks are aware, one thing we will be doing is, because a number of these are game systems where you have to pay to access the rules, they are not there are not free open available rule sets yet. Obviously, I will have them open on my laptop to refer to look at, but they will not be being shown on stream. You will just be seeing whatever document we are writing on. That is the rule that we are using for this. Other game systems. So the goal is this will happen from January to March. We've seen how this goes. The idealistic goal, the best goal possible, would be that we would have 5 of these done. That I would have 5, because there is a convention I'm going to in February, and there's a convention I'm going to in the summer, hopefully, timing allowing, where if I have these adventures ready, I could run these adventures. At the convention. So I really need about 5 separate adventures that can be run in 2 hours. Now, technically, not all of these have to meet that. Not all of these will meet that. Because I have a systems horror game. One of the 2 Candela Obscura games I have already run. What I would like to do is work on it and develop it a bit. The other one would be it was the original intent of the scenario I did run in the 2-hour one shot. If I could work a way to feed them back together, that'd be great. Otherwise, we'll do it as we see here, where they're 2 separate ones. So really, I need 3 adventures, preferably with different systems. Now, one of them I can jury rig with my own system, at which point there is 2. So it would be, can we come up with 2 games, which I would like to be the Halloween adventure for Fae Earth, and then either the Die or DC-20. Surviving Winter is not suitable for a 2-hour session. Surviving Winter is a very weird experiment that we started last year as part of a game channel that I'd like to finish, and then see if maybe we could play with its systems a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour red the things that are definitely our convention adventures. And then I've got, so what was it? It was system, Candela, systemless, that one, and then I need one more. Now it could be DC-20, it could be Die. What other games would I like to experiment with? I think I think these systems are good enough as they are. Oh, that's it. I need to. That's the other system I wanted to work on. I knew there was one. And I may also look at. Where was it? I think I'll leave trying to learn others. I've already got enough systems to learn. Okay, so we have an adventure that, to be fair, these 2 are mainly finishing old projects, as that one. These are some funky new adventures that partially will require me to understand the system. So part of what our session is going to be is me learning a system, how much work I will do between, because as we said, I'm still running the Dungeon 23 playtest. I can't really afford to not. So there will have to be some of my own system development going on in the background anyway. But for these, I'll need to look. So for all these, I have to know what the system is. I imagine as I make my own adventures, magic items, monsters will come with those territory. So what I would like to do for DC20 perhaps is something more mechanical. So I think I am wondering if for DC20 what we could work on, because I think the designer is still working out what classes to include. So I don't want to step into that kettle of fish. Not while they're still writing their classes. Once you have all the classes, you can go, this is an area that is missing. So what I would probably say is we either work on some subclasses, ancestries, or magic items. If we could come up with an adventure, great, fantastic. But I'd like to try and focus on something else. So for DC21, considering is either subclasses, ancestries, or magic items. I'll need to read through the system really to get a sense of which of those would be best suited, but I think so. What I'm thinking, the question is, which of these do we do first? Oh, that's a very good question. Bum, 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 bum. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll also do that. We'll do a. Right, so let's now reorder this in order of priority. Which do we want to do first? I have to be careful because the problem with Avengers is they could take me absolutely ages to write. Hmm. Let's go with. So, So, number one. So I'm just gonna put the other one. So, order of development. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things we want to do. So, let's have a look. See, let's do the Halloween Adventure for Fair. Which point the later one could be. That's my current thought. That's to be all. There we go. Right, so that means I then have So this is going to be the Bible of what we do and when for own system development. As I said, not all of these are going to be achieved. Not all of these are going to get done in the 3-month span I am dedicating to it. My hope would be that there will be at least one stream every 1 or 2 weeks about games design. Each of those we will tackle one of the things on this list. The hope is that by March that some of these will be on our itch. Some of them will not, because maybe a system doesn't have an SRD yet, because they're still in development, or maybe just isn't ready. So the general aim is then we will be constantly comparing ourselves back to this, come back with the order of which you need to do things. So each session will be potentially us either learning a system, doing research, planning. For the adventures, it might not necessarily be that we write the adventures during our streams, purely because me and adventure writing have a long, complicated history. Maybe we got to planning, then we leave it, and then sometime in the future, potentially after March, you will see the adventure go up. As I said, the ones in red, the aim is that they have to be something that could be played in the span of 2 hours. Which is a lot of fun. It is something I have a lot of experience with. So, first up, I'm going to have to see if I have somewhere the Fey Earth rules. I do believe I have them somewhere, I've just got to find them. The only one of these. So, as said, I won't be, unless it is a rule set that has a free set of rules that can be easily looked at. We will not be showing the rules on stream, purely because I don't want to get in trouble showing you things that you should be paying to access. The other thing we'll do is I'll be sure in the doobity-doop down below to include links to whichever game set we are using. So I will be updating the comments for this in a minute. I also briefly just have to give me just a moment. To each eye. Let's have a look. See. That's what I want to see. Hold on, I thought there was. No, I want to search my library. Sorry, I'm just having to. Yes, I've got the Explorer's Guide to Fire. God, so many goddamn games. Actually, that might be one I'd like to have a look at. We'll also look at them. Okay, so we'll quickly download you. Well, download. Download that. Download that. And download that. Rightio. So, what I'm just considering is Fey Earth did make. The people who made Fey Earth also made another wonderful little game called Fey Wanderer. Just trying to check with Fey Wanderer, so let's have a quick look. Fey Wanderer. Just 1 second. Sorry, this is the joys of post-COVID. So Explorer's Guide to Fey Earth. So let's have a look. So what I am currently considering is right. So let's so. Quite a damn thing to do wanted. So, let's start planning an adventure. So, key things are it needs to be 2 hours. It needs. So, obviously, it's the Fae, Earth, System. And then thematically, it. Folklore of Halloween. As Fae Earth is a game based largely around folklore, so. Sorry, it's the bit where I'm having to read. Okay. So I'm getting some ideas. Um, uh, bu- 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 it's a D20 system. Target numbers. Ability, two main test modifiers. Two training in a skill. Okay. Modifier. Right. Okay. So what I'm considering, so we need to think a moment about what is the history of All Hallows Eve? And from that, hopefully getting an idea of what an adventure could be. Oh, time for some research. Hmm. Hmm. Part of me actually wonders if the Halloween adventure may actually be better for Fey Wanderer. Okay, yeah, let's Actually, yeah, I like this. Goal is to not have it be um already got a bunch of horror adventures, so having something that's a bit more light-hearted to it and keeps with my what I'm known for, but instead of, let's have a look. Yeah, no, I'm liking this plan. Yeah, so what I'm currently considering is because the way Okay, that seems... Yeah. So the way a Fey Wanderer adventure works is you need a treasure, a Guardian Fey, and a set of obstacles. So let's have a look-see. So, treasure. Ooh, 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 no idea. Thought. So it's not a proper treasure, not like normal Fey Wanderer. In this case, it is a... Yeah, I like this idea. Um, mm, I'm currently thinking Headless Horseman, but we might change it. Yeah, no, I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, so we'll need to see what I really will need to do is run this at least once beforehand to kind of get a sense of how long one of these encounters one of these challenges takes to run. Because it doesn't look like it's a long game. Um, Really, it just comes down to uh, ooh, yeah. I'm just quickly checking if they. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this actually. This came out really. I'm flooding with ideas with this one, which is making me very happy. So we'll need to do a little bit of research into 5 different things that the players could play. Let's not. Okay, yep. So, um, what I'm going to do, I'm probably actually going to call the stream here today. And what I will attempt to do, take into account that, as I said, I still got the D23 thing, Dungeon 23 thing I'm working on. What I will attempt to do today is to write up thoughts, notes, expand a bit on this. And then hopefully for next one of these, this will be in a closer state to done that I can show you. If not, we will keep working on it. If I do get it done, what I will also attempt to do is have a chance to read through the DC20 rules to see if there's anything that immediately clicks in my head. But I'm very happy with this being the first thing that we have done. What I am going to do, while I do remember, because I am a fool who forgot that that was the thing they said they would be doing, is I will put a link in for Fate Earth, and I will also put a link in specifically to Fae Wanderer. So if you give me just a moment, I'm just going to update this. Also include a link to Fae Wanderer. There we are. Right. So with that, I think I'm actually very happy with where we are. We have done the majority of work towards one of our 10 objectives for this winter season between now and the end of March. So to summarise, we will attempt to get as much done of this little adventure as possible, either finishing it off next time or just showing you the finished result. I will then try to have a read through some of the DC20 rules. If worst comes to worst, I can push that back one and maybe pull up the Saw rules and we can write on that adventure. Then I also, between now and then, will probably have a Dungeon 23 playtest session, at which point I will hopefully come back with some results on that. Before then, we definitely going to have one stream because we need to do the Heaven's Turn event for FF14 2024. I would like to do some other stuff with some other FF14 streams, Hades, Harvestella, all the usual. But yes, so I'd like to thank everyone for coming, everyone for joining, and yeah, we will see you all next time.